They say money talks, but if you've ever been broke, you know it mostly whispers. You should have listened. What if I told you that it's not your job, your luck, or your upbringing that will keep you poor? It's your mistakes. Yes, your mistakes can make you poor. Forever. But not in the way you think. Not those kinds of mistakes. I'm talking about the ones you don't even realize you're making. The habits, the mindset, the silent choices that quietly pull you away from wealth like a leaky boat drifting from the shore. Segment 1. The cost of a small mistake. Let's start with something simple. Buying coffee. Yeah, we've all heard the skip your $5 latte sermon, but it's not about the coffee. It's about the pattern. $5 a day seems harmless until you do the math. $5 times 30 days times 12 months equals $1,800. Now multiply that by 10 years. That's $18,000, enough for a decent used car or an investment. One small daily mistake, quietly draining your future. Segment 2. Mistakes disguised as culture. Some mistakes wear disguises. They dress up as celebration, treating yourself, or I deserve this. Let me give you an example. Meet Jason. Jason earns $50,000 a year, but spends like a rock star once a year. He thinks it's only once a year. But Jason's mistake isn't the party. It's the mindset. Spending more to look rich instead of investing to become rich. Temporary satisfaction. Permanent consequences. Segment 3. The invisible mistake, financial ignorance. Now let's talk about the most expensive mistake of all. Not knowing what you don't know. Too many people think not reading books, not asking questions, not learning about money is harmless. But ignorance is not bliss. It's a debt with compounding interest. The first person learns about compound interest. The second person says investing is risky. 10 years later, one has $20,000. The other, a pile of wrinkled cash, losing value to inflation. One mistake, not learning, silently stole their wealth. Segment 4. Mistakes in disguise, friends, family, and pressure. Sometimes the mistakes aren't just yours. They're borrowed. Let me explain. You wanted to save, but your friends wanted to party. You planned to invest, but your cousin needed a loan. You were ready to level up, but your circle said, "Why try so hard?" Here's the truth. Not everyone will understand your journey. But letting other people's limitations become your decisions? That mistake is expensive. Segment 5. The wealth-killing combo, pride and procrastination. Mistake number 5 is a deadly combo, pride and procrastination. I already know this. I'll start next year. Sound familiar? Thinking you know enough? Mistake. Delaying action? Mistake. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. And waiting for the perfect time is the perfect way to stay broke. Segment 6. But here's the twist. So, are you doomed to be poor forever? No, because here's the twist. You're allowed to make mistakes. You just can't afford to keep repeating them. Mistakes aren't the end. They're the start. If you're willing to learn, mistakes are like tuition fees. Pay them once, learn the lesson, and graduate. But pay them again and again. Congratulations, you're now enrolled in the University of Poverty with no graduation date. Look, your bank account doesn't lie. Your habits don't care about your intentions. And your future won't change unless you do. Yes, mistakes can make you poor forever, but only if you ignore them. So take a moment, audit your life, spot the leaks, fix the habits, and remember, your wealth begins the moment you stop making the same mistakes. If this hit home, you're not alone. We talk real money, real life, and real solutions here every week. So don't just walk away inspired, walk away equipped. Hit that follow button and let's unlearn the habits that keep you broke together.